Hopefully you are having a freaking awesome day, and today we're talking about, is eating whatever you want, doing the healthy things, actually going to prolong your life? Okay. Now this all came about because I saw a viral post. It was going around. I saw many people share it. So if you're watching this, you're like, hey, Chris, I shared that thing. It's not because of you, right? There's like a bunch of them. And so I was like, all right, at this point, I'm going to have to go through and look into this because I saw this and was like, all right, eat whatever you like. The inventor of the treadmill died at age 54. The inventor of gymnastics at 57. The world bodybuilding champion at 41. The best footballer in the world, Maradona, at 60. And then the KFC inventor at 94. The inventor of Nutella at 88. And the inventor of Hennessy at 98. How did doctors come to the conclusion that exercise prolongs life when the rabbit is always jumping, but it lives for around 2 years, and the turtle doesn't exercise at all and lives around 200? So, at the very bottom it says, so rest, chill, eat, drink, and enjoy life. Wow, although I do agree with the sentiment at the very end, chill, rest, enjoy life, I do not agree with the top sentiment. And I'm going to go over why all of it's BS, why even the examples they gave suck, and what to do about it, because I want to give you the best, most clearest path for you to get the results that you want, to be healthy, to be happy, to get the body that you need to have a really long, nice, prolonged life. And so I disagree with the entire post, all of it. Let's start with the very bottom, that rabbits always jump, but it lives around 2 years, and the turtle lives around 100. I got something to tell you. And I know it's 2023, so this might be a little bit edgy. So just be careful. We're not rabbits or turtles. We're not. We're humans. We're humans. And so we don't live that long. We don't live typically 200 years. Okay? Very similar. That's like saying, all right, well, ants don't have to sleep. I bet you didn't know that. So why are you sleeping? Why is that? If ants don't need to sleep, why are you sleeping? Weird, right? Because the comparison makes no sense. They're comparing two different things. It's like saying, why is it hot in Australia when that wall's blue? Like, doesn't matter. It's a false equivalency, is what the fancy schmancy term is. But let's dive into some more of these things, shall we? So, the inventor of the treadmill. Okay, now it always depends on what you're saying with the inventor of the treadmill, because the treadmill was invented way, way, way long time ago as a torture device. They'd actually put people on it and make them run until they couldn't anymore. It was for torture. But if you're talking about the person who invented the common treadmill, well, that is, let me go down, that is this guy. Let me zoom in. Michael Staub, okay, pioneer of the affordable treadmill, dies at 96. His son say he was walking on one of his treadmills as recently as 2 months ago. So homeboy got to 96. It's pretty freaking good, I would say. So if anything, actively walking around has been shown to prolong your life because he outlived the average American by 22 years. Pretty good. So, love to say that that's true, but it's not. Let's dive into another example, though. Let's see if this thing wants to play nice. Maybe it doesn't. There we are. All right, the next one that I have for you is Maradona. Now, Maradona, if you guys didn't know, football player. Okay, football like soccer. Cross American soccer. But other people call it football. Okay, now, Maradona, who captained Argentina's 1986 World Cup team, died in November 2020 of the age 60. Now, so you'd go, oh, look it, he died at 60. Oh, but 1 second. The star who underwent surgery for a subdural hematoma, which is, I'm not quite entirely sure what that is, okay, a few weeks prior to his death, died due to cardiac arrest. The prosecutors now claim his death was a result of omissions by his caregivers. These people went to jail for not doing their job well. They made his life shorter. So if it goes, oh, look at the most famous footballer of all time, which I don't know if Maradona is, or Pele is, or Ronaldo is, or Messi is, There's so many. I know I'm missing one off the top of my head. But, okay, he passed at 60. You're right. But it wasn't because he was not healthy. It was because he had a surgery for something, again, I don't really know how severe that thing is, okay? So full disclosure, I really don't. But he died, and everyone went to jail. They were charged with medical malpractice or negligence or whatever the crime was. There's 6 of them that went to jail for it. Or 8, excuse me. Includes doctors who cared for Maradona at the time of his death are accused of simple homicide. Oh, that's wild. So was it his health? Was it because he was a soccer player that he passed at 60? Or is it because these guys didn't do their job? I'm gonna let you try to figure that one out, because if I had to guess, it's the latter. It's not the former, okay? Next, said the guy who invented gymnastics. He died young. All right, so let's even pull that back. How long has gymnastics been around? A really freaking long time. A really long time. So for us to go, oh, he's at this time. Let's say this was gymnastics is 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago. The life expectancy of somebody of that time frame is like 50 years, 50, 60 years. So, okay, if that's true, he still met the life expectancy at the time. Okay? Now, this person, Frederick Ludwig John, I don't have to say his last name, all right? But he was the one who's, I guess, modernized the new gymnastics movement to what it is today. Okay? And homeboy was born in 1778, passed in 1852. So he was like 74, which guess what? Median age of people who live. So if anything, he met the median age. If anything, okay? The next example that was given was the bodybuilding champion. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you might not know. One is that if bodybuilding is the epitome of what you consider healthy, that's crazy. That's nuts. Because they are not the epitome of healthy. They're not. They look a certain way because they build their body to be a certain way. They have massive shoulders and tiny waists, and they have tons of time where they're eating a lot, not eating a lot, eating a lot, not eating a lot. If you were to functionally have them go against somebody even as small as I am, doing a mile run, doing push-ups, sit-ups, squats, overall VO2 max, you would see, not because I'm incredibly fit, because I'm fit than most, but I'm not super duper fit. Like, I'm fitter than most, all right? But you wouldn't consider me a world-class athlete, okay? Like, if you were to put Maradona at 60 and the world champion bodybuilder here, he would probably still be more healthy in spectrum of what healthy really is versus what a bodybuilder is, because steroid usage, harshness on the body, triglycerides, the excess testosterone, there's so many problems that you could face long term versus somebody who just doesn't do those things. So if you view them as the epitome of health, I have a harsh reality for you, they're not. They look good and they look fit and strong, and because they are both, but that's not the epitome of health, okay? The epitome of health also is not a marathon runner. They're not the epitome of health. Their cortisol is out of control because of how much they run, and that causes all sorts of damage in the body. So if we go, we got bodybuilding over here, not the epitome. We got the exact opposite of marathon running over here, not the epitome. What is then? Somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. And it always ranges between who and what, okay? An easy way to figure it out is body fat percentage, your functionality, your VO2 max, your blood work, and you can go, okay, bodybuilding, way over here, they probably are good in some areas, body fat percentage being 1, but VO2 max and blood work, not that great. Over here, marathon runner, VO2 max, insane. They have an ability to uptake oxygen and exercise so high, which is so good for you. You really need that. So when you take a breath, you're able to use that oxygen to a really high level. And when you're exercising and running, you can uptake more to be able to use as you exercise at even higher rates, which is why they do marathons and they're really, really good, right? But if you were to look at body fat percentage, you'd be surprised, not that great. You see blood work, again, not that great. You want to go right in the middle, okay? So again, if your whole optimism is because of these things, I'm sorry, but it's just a flawed view, which is okay, not a big deal. It's very common to think that. Now, let's dive into the bottom things. We're going to go on this somewhat quick because honestly, I think it's pretty rude to say these bottom ones. That the inventor of KFC died at 94, assuming that all he did was eat fried chicken every single day. Like, that's pretty freaking mean, I would say. That's rude. to say that because he's the inventor of KFC, that all he does is eat fried bullshit all day. That's crazy town. Not to mention that he started KFC at 62. And so it's just wrong. It's, again, silly fallacy. Same with Nutella. So the inventor of Nutella, somebody who decided to put sugar and hazelnuts, crush them like peanut butter, put them together, and then sell it in a jar, although that's awesome and cool. The person just found a different nut, put it in a jar, and called it a day. That then assumes that he's eating that every single day, every single meal. That's so freaking rude. That's insane. That's like saying the owner of McDonald's probably is super overweight too. That weird stereotype is just ugly and gross. Same with Hennessy, assuming that this person, all they do, whoever it is, I don't know who it is, just drinks alcohol all day. They might have just invented a way to distill whatever Hennessy's made of to taste good for them, and other people liked it too, and you're good. That's also saying like everybody who runs a fitness company, like a gym, needs to be the fittest person ever. They don't need that. They should, though, be somewhat the epitome of health. Somebody at KFC should eat the food sometimes to make sure it tastes good. The person of Nutella, they should eat Nutella to make sure that it tastes good. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to go, oh, these guys invented things that make people fat and other people abuse. That's why they should. They need to be dead early compared to everybody else. That's weird, dude. That's so weird. That equivalency is actually really rude and really, really gross to think about. So here is, though, the reality of this thing. The very bottom, I know you can't see it. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. Let me go here. The very bottom of this thing says, so rest, chill, eat, drink, and enjoy life. I absolutely agree with that. I think you should. But here's what this post is trying to portray. It's the wordsmithery of the body positivity movement that is just gross and ugly. And that is, do whatever you want, be happy at whatever range you want, because you're going to live the same length of time as everybody else. And that could not be further from the truth. So check this out. There's a study done, and this is one of those studies that probably going to get me in trouble, but whatever. It's a real study done. Okay, they took people of normal weight, which is normal body fat, normal BMI, because BMI is good for the majority of people because most people fit within those normal ranges of BMI. Most people don't have so much muscle on them. Now, some people are, and you might be the part of it, but regardless of the fact, here's what it looks like. You have normal weight, overweight, obese. Okay, overweight is somebody with a BMI of 25 to 30, and then obese is 30 and above. Okay, just so we get the numbers right. Okay. Now, am I saying this bad against you? No, don't read into more than what it is. Okay, I'm just stating what these things are. So if you were to take somebody here, and each of these markers here is an odds ratio. So this thing here says hypercholesteremia, which is having high cholesterol. This one, green one, diabetes. This one down here is hypertension. Okay, you can see somebody who fits an active lifestyle. The first bar is active. The first one is insufficiently active, and then the third one is inactive. So you can see even somebody who fits normal weight range is still less than somebody who is active but obese. Even besides hypertension, even better than somebody who's overweight and active as far as their activity goes and their risk of having these sort of diseases. So what does this tell us? Is that yes, you need to eat, chill, drink, be happy. But if you are not in good weight range for your height, you have a higher risk of heart attack, diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, problems that that are detrimental to your life. As an example, check this out. If you are inactive and obese, you are 6 times more likely to have diabetes than somebody who is active and normal weight. 6 times. Hypertension, 5.5 times probably. Hypercholesteremia, I'm probably butchering that name, okay? But you're 2 times as likely, because that one's a little bit, and news is still out on that guy, okay? But look at this. It's so much more higher, so much higher. If you want the link to the study, I'd be more than happy to give it to you, okay? To check it out. And it could be something like, oh, well, it's just likelihood. Yeah, it's odds. All of it's odds. There's always somebody that like is 105 that drinks Dr. Pepper every day, but they're the one. All right, if you look at the data, you look at the averages, this is what it looks like. This is the reality, okay? Instead of what sounds good, what makes us feel good in our warm and fuzzy tummies when we go, you're good wherever you're at, all is fine, you're gonna be good. We're gonna rip that apart and go, it's actually not okay. Because this body positivity bull crap that's being spread is hurtful. And it's not hurtful right now. It feels good right now to go, hey, look at this. People that are doing unhealthy things, which is very rude to assume for people that you don't know, but whatever. Like, look at this. Look at these guys live so long, so no worries, just relax. No. You should worry about your health. You should worry about the things that you're doing to your body that are irreversible, that are giving you 6 times more likely chance to have diseases that are really painful, that like take toes, that shorten your lifespan, that create so much more dysfunction in your body that is so hard for you, it's so painful. I think what's more loving and more kind and more body positive is to go, hey, just because you have weight to lose doesn't mean I assume that you're stupid, dumb, lazy, ridiculous. I don't assume any of those things. What I assume is that you probably don't know some things, or you're struggling with some stuff. You're not really sure of how to play the game. You're struggling with like identity. You're struggling with process. You're struggling with like, what happens if I do lose it? What are my friends gonna think? What's my family gonna think? What's my spouse gonna think? Like, what happens when I show up to my friend's house and I just say no to the food that we've been eating for 10 plus years of the donuts and the pizza at night, and when they're going out to drink, we all drink 3-4 beers or 3-4 bottles of wine coolers or whatever it might be, and I'm the one drinking water. Like, what are they going to think? Like, those are the things that we need to confront, and I understand that's a lot of people's problems when it comes to this losing weight thing. But here's the real reality, is that if you don't, that's going to happen. 6 times more likely. That's incredible. That is very, very scary. And that's something that if I were to be a loving, kind person, I would want to make sure people knew that we can fix and change, versus going, it don't matter, live and drink whatever, because turtles live to be 200 and ants don't sleep, so you shouldn't sleep and you should be 200 no matter what. And look at these people running around, look at how banged up they are. Like, no, sorry, it doesn't work that way. With that being said, that's all I got for you guys. Have a great day. Kick some butt, take some names, take some action in your health and fitness today, because you know what? You freaking deserve it. You need to be happy and healthy. If you want to learn more information how we can get you the results like you want, and get coaching that tells you the real, that keeps you honest, and make sure you get the results that you are looking for, all you got to do is go to bodyfathacks.com/breakthrough. Click the link in the bio and the link in the description. You'll be able to find it. Make sure you like this video if you found it valuable. Comment below if you had something that you want to talk about on there. I'm open for discussion on some of these things, especially if you want to see the study. I'd be more than happy to send it to you. Have a great day. Kick some butt. Talk to you soon. Bye.